Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, my question to the Premier. Last year, a shadowy group called Vaughn Working Families spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on ads attacking teachers, while at the same time, this government attacked teachers every day during their contract talks. The Vaughn Working Families Group is a front for a company called Vaughn Health Campus of Care, who were longtime big donors to the PCs. We wrote to Elections Ontario about the attack ads, as they may be considered illegal under election laws. And now, a full year later, after the ads ran, we've received confirmation the RCMP is now investigating. Now that the RCMP is involved, is there anything else this Premier or his Minister of Education would like to tell Ontarians what they know about these attack ads against teachers?
To reply. The Government House Leader.
Speaker, I have, I guess unlike the member opposite, I have full faith in Elections Ontario to continue to do its job, Mr. Speaker. What I do know when it comes to whether it's education, whether it's healthcare, whether it's transit and transportation, the member is quite correct. We are making significant investments to keep our students safe through COVID-19. The member opposite is quite correct. We are making significant investment in transit and transportation so that we can get people moving around, so that we can unleash the potential of the Ontario economy once we get through this COVID pandemic, Mr. Speaker. But obviously, in the short term, we're going to remain focused on making sure that we keep the health and safety of the people of the province of Ontario top of mind, Mr. Speaker. That is why the Minister for Small Business and Red Tape so effectively pointed out how important it is that the federal government step up to the plate finally and secure our borders. If the member opposite wants to be helpful, he can call his federal cousins in Ottawa and ask them to push to secure the Ontario borders so that we can keep these variants out of the province of Ontario.
Supplementary question.
Thank you, Speaker. And again to the Premier, I guess they didn't like the question. One of the people clearly involved in the group, Quinto Annibale, is a development lawyer this Premier appointed to be Vice Chair of the LCBO. He's also been a very generous donor to the PC and supported the Health Minister when she ran for the party leadership. We asked the Government Agencies Committee to bring Mr. Annibale forward so we could ask questions, but the government blocked our attempts. Now the RCMP are involved in getting to the bottom of this shady group, the Vaughn Working Families. Ontarians deserve to know if the Premier's still fine with Mr. Annibale's role at the LCBO. Will the Premier now allow the Government Agencies Committee to bring forward Mr. Annibale for questions about his involvement with Vaughn Working Families?
And the reply, again, Government House Leader.
Again, to be very clear, Mr. Speaker, I am very confident that Elections Ontario has what it needs to ensure that that all those who are participating or want to participate in elections in the province of Ontario do so fairly. And, Mr. Speaker, again, unlike the member opposite, I have confidence that Elections Ontario will do that. At the same time, Mr. Speaker, we are going to continue to remain focused on what's important to the people of the province of Ontario. And what's important to the people of the province of Ontario right now is that we chart a path out of this COVID-19 mess, Mr. Speaker. We are seeing variants of concern out of control at our borders. That's what we need to focus on, Mr. Speaker. We need the assistance of the members opposite to help us to convince the federal government to secure our borders. In the meantime, Mr. Speaker, we are doing everything that we can to make sure that all Ontarians get vaccines in their arm. Over 5 million doses have
Member for Don Valley East, come to order. The Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, come to order.
The province of Ontario, Mr. Speaker, we're doing all that we can. We're attacking this virus in hotspots. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and very soon we'll be able to unleash the potential of the Ontario economy and get people back to work, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.